What up, y'all? Coming at you with another AMA episode. Let's go. We dropped some new flavors. That's like the big thing that's been going on. Honeydew melon, prickly pear hits in a few weeks. We got the mango lemonade live right now. Starfruit's gonna drop in like maybe 2 weeks. Super stoked on all those. Kiwi lemonade should hit soon. Let me know if you tried them below. It takes us a while to formulate these flavors, and it's a whole process, man. And so whenever a new flavor drops, I'm really stoked to just get the feedback. I love when people start to try it, give me the reviews, and yeah, it's been really fun. The other thing that we've restocked in a big way is the beef tallow moisturizer. The beef tallow honey beeswax and the regular just plain beef tallow. This is what I use in my daily face moisturizer right here. Already put it on today, but you just need a little bit, probably like double that amount if you're using it on your face. I like to use it after I shower. Beef tallow is just amazing for your skin. Then we added in a tiny touch of honey and some beeswax. Beeswax and honey are both non-comedogenic, just like beef tallow. Beef tallow is going to be what moisturizes your skin and soothes, and then beeswax is going to be what protects your skin and helps lock in that moisture, and honey is going to be slightly antimicrobial and antibacterial, which is amazing because it's really good for like acne, any redness. It's also travel friendly, packaged in glass, and it's super affordable at $17. So go check it out. That's back in stock. We're going to try to launch some new protein flavors in the coming months, and just like a lot of stuff we're working on. Dog treats, an N-acetylcysteine supplement, a digestive enzyme supplement. So we're just hard at work at Santa Cruz Paleo. Last week has been really cool. Obviously, everybody's buzzing off the locked-in challenge that we did and just all the fallout from that, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to run back another episode in a few weeks. And it's going to get crazy, dude. The locked-in challenge is a movement, man. It's becoming... people are doing their own locked-in challenges. I'd love to see that. Keep on doing that, guys. Post that. You're getting healthier. And if you need to do a little challenge to do that, then go for it. Again, what is the locked-in challenge? There's some specifics to it, but I'm just going to say right now, it's about being the most locked-in version of yourself. From your workouts to your nutrition, to the people you surround yourself with, to everything, man. What I would say a good locked-in challenge is for 30 days, only eat real food, eat a higher protein diet. So find a weight you want to be at and eat that many grams of protein. I want to weigh like 170, so I'm going to try to eat 170 grams of protein per day. And then you want to hit hard workouts, okay? I'm talking some workouts outside, bro. Like picking up a new activity is very locked in. So if you go start jiu-jitsu or boxing or playing soccer or basketball, whatever it is, that is locked in behavior. If you're going to the gym and lifting weights, that is locked in. What's not locked in is going and binging Chick-fil-A and drinking soda and vaping and just being a kind of loser overall. If you want to see what not acting locked in is like, go look at Cookie King's profile in Miami where he's crashing out, crying over his ex-girlfriend, eating Papa John's. That's an example of not being locked in. Being locked in, we just had TJ Dillashaw on the podcast, former UFC champ. You can go to his profile, see him lifting weights and drinking whey protein. That's locked in. We did a day in the life with my jiu-jitsu coach, Majid, running sprints on the beach, training jiu-jitsu, going to the grocery store, eating healthy. That is locked in behavior. So you guys got to start living like that. Like I'm telling you, if you just give yourself 30 days, 60 days, and you live like that, it'll change your life forever. And we're going to do more locked in challenges and get you guys out here. I'm really stoked about that. But yeah, I've been feeling good lately, man. I've been feeling pretty healthy. I did some lab work with Dr. Justin that I talked about, and got some of my slight gut issues figured out. These are just minor tweaks I'm making in my health, but I've been feeling really amazing. What did throw me off my health a bit is I did a bunch of travel a week or so ago, whatever. I was at the lake house and I was in Vegas, and there's a lot of flights and not being in my routine, but still pretty healthy overall. So felt good, but it does feel good to be back into my routine, So yeah, we're about to dive into your questions that you've left below. Let's get to them, Albert. Let's run it. Brennan, if you were about to enter freshman year of college and you're living in the dorms, what would be your protocol to balance everything? Social life, academics, being healthy, how would you do it? Here's exactly what I would do. All right, so I would schedule my classes because you pick your classes in college, and I would think about when is the most optimal time that I can hit the gym, okay? You're probably not going to want to go at around that 5, 6, 7 p.m. because it just gets insane. I've been to those college gyms around that time, and it's so busy, it's difficult to get your workout in. What I would do is try to get your workout in the morning. 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., something like that. If you need to fit in a class, then have like a 2 hour break before your next class. I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. So that's going to be a key thing. For nutrition, what I would really do in your dorm room is sneak in a blender or like something like that. You can look up quiet blenders. There's blenders that are a bit more quiet. And I also snuck an air fryer into a dude's dorm in UC Santa Cruz like recently for a video for him. That's also a really good option. I would wake up and be hitting a protein shake or going to that like dorm food hall and figuring out if they use real eggs. You can just ask the chef there and doing some eggs. So getting some protein in the morning, pretty decent sized meal. Then you're going to eat some fruit to snack on, and then you're going to go to the gym. That's going to be a really good protocol right there. That's just going to get your day fired up. As far as balancing, other things, your work, your schoolwork, all that stuff. For me personally, when I was in college, you have to go to the library to really like dial that in. Like that just helps you so much. So make time to go to the library and be like, this is when I'm going to get some work done. But that's going to be really crucial. And now the big thing that everyone wants to know about is partying and social life in college. Look, alcohol is horrible for you. You're probably watching this. You're probably going to drink a bit when you're in college. It is what it is. There is some protocols that you can do to offset this. The number one thing is just don't drink or like go out and, if you want to have like a drink or two, like keep it to that. But you can take a supplement called N-acetylcysteine in dosages of around 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams before you go out and drink. You can stack that with something simple like vitamin C, and that's really going to help your liver deal with a lot of that bullshit that you're about to consume. And then when you come home at night, I would take magnesium glycinate. That's going to be key because your magnesium stores are going to be depleted by alcohol use. That acetaldehyde burn off, basically. You could take some B vitamins or just eat some good like egg yolks, eggs, like something like that. That's going to help a little bit. There's like really complex protocols that I could give you for alcohol, but like this is one that you're probably actually going to do. And then right before you go to bed, you can take something called activated charcoal. Activated charcoal can basically help with some of those symptoms of a hangover. Then obviously electrolytes before, electrolytes in the morning. That's going to be a decent way to offset some of the negative effects of alcohol. And I would really, really stay away, guys, from any tobacco or nicotine use. And stay away from those, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but it's like those things that people take to really dial in and focus. It's stupid, bro. So you don't have to be like that. Like it's just lame, bro. So go out, have a good time, meet a bunch of girls, do your thing, but stay locked in. Brendan, what is your opinion on Olipop, Poppy, all these prebiotic sodas that have been popping up everywhere? Look, these companies are spending some big money and taking over large space at the grocery store. So they're obviously like putting a bunch of investment behind it. So prebiotic fibers can be beneficial for your gut. You can find prebiotics in a variety of foods. Some fruits have prebiotics, vegetables have prebiotics. You can find prebiotics in a bunch of places, and they are very important for a healthy gut microbiome. I don't know if adding a bunch of inulin and chicory root fiber to a carbonated beverage like that is the best way to get your prebiotics, but it's definitely a better alternative to high fructose corn syrup. So if you enjoy those sodas, that's totally fine. They probably have a bit more sugar than they are saying on there. What I mean by that is when you make a beverage, like you can have like almost like a 30% variance in the nutrition label. So if you're trying to do really low sugar, just like take that into account. And I've seen some people that wear continuous glucose monitors say these things spike their blood sugar a pretty decent amount. That's not something to be very afraid of. Sometimes you want to spike your blood sugar. Before I go work out, I'm doing some fruit, doing some honey sometimes, coconut water, whatever it is. I'm trying to get a little bit of that blood sugar to burn off in jiu-jitsu or weightlifting, whatever it is. These prebiotic sodas aren't going to be something that hacks your gut into being great and amazing and having great gut flora because of that. The gut's pretty complex. That's why I don't really recommend just take probiotics. Probiotics are complex. For some people, some strains of probiotics are depleted and they need to replenish them. And for other people, they might even be overgrown. Even a strain that you might consider good might be a little bit overgrown and causing some histamine intolerance. So if you really want to dive into what's going on in your gut, you'd have to get a GI map test. But for most people, having some fermented vegetables, having some real dairy, like some yogurt, stuff like that, and then having some prebiotics from just food, potatoes that have cooled down, bananas that are maybe slightly greener, foods like artichokes, stuff like that have prebiotics, and you can just do it like that. But if you're using those sodas to quit real soda, That's good. Brendan, what are the best brands and ingredients for toothpaste? This is a great question because some of these toothpaste out there have blue one, immense amounts of fluoride in them, which it's kind of been shown that fluoride isn't that effective. It's kind of getting phased out by the dentists that are on the ball. And what is popular now is something that's been popular in Japan for a long time called non-nanohydroxyapatite. Okay, there is a brand that I use called Boca, no affiliation whatsoever, and they use this ingredient, non-nanohydroxyapatite, and it helps remineralize your teeth, much like fluoride is supposed to. However, it doesn't have those same negative health effects that fluoride does. So that is what I use. I use the Boca brand of toothpaste. Look, if there's a few ingredients in your toothpaste that are bad, it is what it is. You're probably not swallowing that. But I think finding a toothpaste that has a bunch of blue one in there and a bunch of fluoride for no reason, now that there's better alternatives out there, is dumb. So yeah, the brand I use is Boca, no affiliation whatsoever, but yeah, that's what I'm rocking with. Brendan, my parents are very overweight and unhealthy. How can I help them change? This is a very common thing we hear from young people that are getting healthy, learning about all this stuff, and their parents are just left in the dust, like just still uneducated about this, living in the routine, living in their habits. There's a few things that you can do. Number one, you have to start basic. Like if you come at your parents and you start talking to them about, some complex stuff of the gut microbiome and how they should avoid seed oils and how, Billy Gates is funding all these soy burgers, they might think you're just crazy. Okay. So you need to go and start with some simple stuff of like, hey, walking is good. Why don't we go on a walk together every single evening? That right there can be a game changer. That right there, big. If there's any activity that your parents enjoyed that was active, start getting them back into that. That can really, really help. So, like, let's say, maybe your dad's out of shape, but he used to enjoy playing basketball, whatever it is. Go shoot hoops with him. Ask him questions of why he doesn't play anymore. And you might uncover some stuff. Oh, I hurt my knee and this. Oh, okay, let's try to go fix your knee. Let's look up some exercises for your knee. You have to like stack good behaviors and talk to them about the basics: sleep, walking, protein, stuff like that. That's a good place to start. And then you can sort of start to fade in. You can do like a challenge. Like if they're soda drinkers or they're eating a lot of just sweetened grain, cereal, stuff like that, you can do a challenge. How about no soda, no cereal for 30 days? Like, come on, we can't 30 days. Let's just try it out. Most likely they're going to feel better. But at the end of the day, man, you can't change your parents. You just have to lead by example and change yourself. Sometimes they're so stuck in their ways that they won't change. Let me know if that's the case for you below. Hey, Brennan, I'm about to go on my first bulk, but I'm worried that I'm going to get bloated and add some belly fat, even if I'm eating clean foods. What should I do? So it really depends on how your body is going to distribute that fat, right? Different people distribute adipose tissue in different places. If you're doing like a really like big bulk, you are going to be adding fat. That's just how it works. We've seen even people that are really healthy or doing a bulk in a healthy way lose their abs and definition in their abs because they're doing a bulk. Okay. So, first of all, I think a lot of people think they need to bulk when they do not need to bulk. If you're saying you're going to get bloated and add a bunch of belly fat by doing a bulk, do you really need to bulk? Because me, I'm actually sort of thin right now. I can actually bulk maybe this winter, and I'm not going to completely lose my abs. My belly might get a little bit bigger. I might add a little more fat, but I'm a good candidate for someone who could do a bulk. It really doesn't sound like you are. People need to be real with themselves. Most people are thinking they need to bulk because they want to add muscle. You do not need to bulk to add muscle or do a big bulk where you're getting a protruding belly and having digestive issues. You can do a slight calorie surplus as you lift weights hard. And I guarantee you're not going to suddenly wake up and be like, oh my God, my belly's huge and I've added so much fat from that style of bulking. Where people get into issues when they really go hard with it in a short period of time, they're thinking, I'm going to do a 2-month bulk or whatever it is, or a 1-month bulk, and they go really, really hard with it. Yeah, that can lead to some issues, and I also don't think that's really natural to do. So really think about if you're a good candidate to do a bulk, or if you just need to maintain and lift weights hard. You'll add muscle that way. You'll get your muscles bigger. So think about that. Brendan, can eating 1 pound of ground beef every single day and taking a supplement like Food of the Gods lead to too much iron? The simple answer is probably not. So iron is balanced out by calcium. So if you're eating good dairy and just getting enough calcium, which you should be doing, there's a lot of these systems in the body, guys, that play off each other. Iron and calcium, for example, is one of them. Arginine and lysine is another one. So if you're taking like a bunch of L-citrulline every single day and a bunch of like, stuff like that that's going to stimulate that nitric oxide system, you need to make sure to get your lysine. You can eat like berries or something like that to get that L-lysine. Zinc and copper. This is why people really need to like know about bounce in the body. It's really key. Like the reason our electrolytes work so well is because of electrolyte bounce. And when you get these products launched that say, we have a bunch of electrolytes and it's just potassium or it's just, magnesium or whatever it is, and it's not that right bounce that your body's really craving, that's why you feel so wonky and weird. Your body wants electrolyte bounce. If I took 10,000 milligrams of potassium right now, you can literally get into like a very bad state. And it's just like that. Like you can like get really messed up. You can even die by just taking too much potassium. Okay. So learn about what things in the body offset each other. Iron and calcium is one. Zinc and copper, as I just said, is another one. So people hear about zinc and testosterone. They start pounding these zinc supplements like crazy. And then they're depleting their natural copper stores. And maybe they're not getting enough copper in their diet. It's kind of difficult to get. That's a problem. Potassium and magnesium have a balance. Okay. So yeah, you want balance in the body. You're going to be totally fine eating a pound of beef and taking food of the gods as long as you have a nice, varied diet. You're going to feel amazing. So yeah, all good. Brendan, what is the best way to wash your produce? He says Paul Saladino says baking soda. Gary Brecka says vinegar. There's some products out there that do this. Very interesting stuff. So what I would recommend is vinegar. I think white vinegar is a really good way to wash your produce. You can dilute it and you can leave some berries in there, something like that, and that'll help wash your produce. It's really easy, really affordable, and it's very simple to do. Now, we just had somebody in here who I think I can say this is working on a company that has a product where it washes off the pesticides. It's very interesting. That's not out yet, but like stuff like that is going to start to hit the market, and it's fascinating stuff. Usually I'm buying organic produce, so I really don't mind rinsing it with just some reverse osmosis water and eating it. But if I want to wash stuff further, it's going to be with some white vinegar. And no, it doesn't really actually leave your produce tasting like vinegar or even smelling like vinegar if you give it a nice rinse in some good clean water. So yeah, that's what I do. Let me know what you do below. Brendan, should you wait until 18 to start taking creatine, or can you start taking it earlier? Well, here's the funny thing, man. If you are eating meat, fish, or eggs, you're ingesting creatine, okay? You're probably getting like maybe a gram per day, something like that. And so taking a few extra grams, I mean, like you're already taking creatine, okay? So the better question is ingesting 1 gram of creatine per day under 18 good, or would you recommend 5 grams? I mean, personally, I think taking 5 grams of creatine per day is a good thing for all human beings. Helps your cognitive function, so you'll probably feel better in school and with your focus. And it also helps your musculoskeletal function, so you probably have more endurance, more drive in your workouts. I'm a huge fan of creatine. You can get the pills too. Like if you're at school, you can just take some of these, or the powder. Powder's more affordable. But yeah, I took creatine before I was 18, and I think I turned out okay. Brendan, what are your recommendations for acne besides just eating healthy? What things can I do? Supplements, soaps, all this type of stuff. Okay, let's get into it. So there are some supplements that can help with acne. Vitamin B5 has multiple PubMed research papers on it where they gave people that had acne vitamin B5 and they saw an improvement in their symptoms. Now, this is probably just because having better nutritional status overall is going to help with your acne. Another supplement that all the functional medicine doctors I've ever spoken to recommend for skin health is N-acetylcysteine, also known as NAC, usually in dosages of around 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams per day. It's going to help with liver health, detoxification, and hormone health. It's a really good supplement overall. Another supplement that can help is vitamin C, especially when stacked with L-lysine. L-lysine is going to help collagen production. It's going to help wound healing, which you could think of acne like little wounds, so it will help with that. There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can look at cod liver oil, which does have some vitamin A in there. We've all heard of retinol and Accutane, but some natural vitamin A from cod liver oil is going to help. There are studies with vitamin D, so taking vitamin D3 and skin health overall. Most of those actual good studies are around eczema, stuff like that. There are studies showing that magnesium helped acne. Look, the general thing here, guys, is when you have good nutritional status overall, you're going to improve your skin health. Now, if none of this stuff is working, you need to go to a functional medicine doctor and get a GI map test, an organic acids test, probably a whole micronutrient panel, and a hormone panel. And this is the simple truth. I'm sorry that that stuff costs a decent amount of money because it's out of the insurance model. We've discussed that, but that's just where we're at in life. So yeah, you can probably fix your skin up like 90% with just that stuff. Let me know how that works for you. Hey, Brendan Bruff, are you going to ship to the UK anytime soon? Yeah, we're actually working on that. So Amazon UK, we are working on that. We're churning along there. There's a lot of stuff to deal with when we're a company of this size. Like there's a lot of, permits we got to get and this, we're going to do it right. Canada's probably out of the question because Canada came back to us and was like, yeah, sure. You need labels in English and French. Bro, how am I going to fit English and French onto this label? Like, what are you talking about? I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. But UK, it seems pretty promising. So, hoping to be available in the UK. I don't know exactly when. Let's call it 6 to 9 months. I should have some good progress there. Brendan, what is the best way to shower? Okay, here is how you go about taking the best, healthiest shower. Number one, do you have a shower filter on your shower? I use the Organic Jaguar shower filter, code Santa Cruz, like 40 something bucks. That's going to filter out some of the chlorine, okay? I like to start off my shower hot, so pretty warm, but I'm not getting that warm water on my head and on my face, on my skin, because you don't want to do hot water on your hair or skin, like on your face too much. But I like doing hot water on my body, sort of warms up my body, and I'm doing a bit of a breathing and stretching routine while I'm in the shower. The soaps that I use in the shower are all non-toxic, really good ingredients. My buddy runs a company, Organic Jaguar, that makes those soaps. So that's what I use. You can use whatever you want. Make sure it has good ingredients. I'm then gonna, soap up the whole body, all that. I'm not putting the soap on my face because I don't like stripping the natural oils of my face. I will sometimes use natural shampoo and conditioner from Organic Jaguar, especially like after jujitsu or something like that. But I'm not really using it that often. Usually it's just water. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the water to cold, all the way to cold. And I'm going to relax my whole body as I breathe under that water. We're talking about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. It actually gets pretty brutal in the winter, but that's what I do. Then I turn it back to hot and I warm up my body and I finish off with 30 seconds of cold. That is the best shower protocol. And then there's also basically when you get out, a guy on Rogan talked about this a while ago. You can take your towel and do they do this in Eastern European countries all the time. They even like beat each other with bamboo in the sauna or whatever. You've seen that, Albert, like the eucalyptus. Yeah, like hitting themselves. You don't need to go that far. It's not what I'm about to say. But you can do basically a vigorous drying routine with a towel on your body. And it's actually going to help exfoliate your skin a bit and bring blood flow to some areas. And there's even like various stretches that you can do. Like I'll take the towel sometimes and like get into my neck and like do some stretches like that. And I'm breathing, doing my thing. And then I dry off. I apply our Beef Tallow moisturizer just like that. Some natural deodorant if I'm going out. And good to go. Like that's the shower routine right there. And I love it. I always look forward to it. Brendan, I cannot eat meat because of my religion. What do I do? How do I, make up the ground there? Because they know meat is very nutrient dense. Like, what do I do? I mean, the main thing is you're just fucked, bruv. No, I'm just kidding. Let's figure this out for you. Okay, so first of all, if you can eat eggs in your religion, you need to be eating a lot of egg yolks and eggs in general. Mainly the egg yolks. Like make sure you're making, like ice creams and like yogurt bowls and stuff like that with egg yolks. If you have to be if you have to completely abstain from dairy and eggs, it's going to be tough. What I think you could get away with is doing an amino acid supplement. So you can look into supplementing with different amino acids. You're going to be missing out on a lot of amino acids. You're going to be missing out on carnitine. You're going to be missing out on, anserine. You're going to be missing out on various aminos, leucine. So you should supplement those. And I think you could probably find options there where it wouldn't be like against your religion to be doing an amino acid supplement like that. Creatine, you should definitely be taking creatine. And that is, yeah, definitely what I would do. I mean, if you are allowed to supplement with some type of, methylated B vitamin would be a good idea to throw in there. That should definitely be allowed. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be allowed. A fish oil supplement would be a good idea if that's allowed. But overall, man, I think that's tough, man. Like, at the end of the day, isn't it your relationship with God and like how you want to be healthy? I understand if you're living under your parents' walls and they want you to eat a certain way, you have to have respect. But you know, that's a tough one, man. But yeah, hopefully those things help you. Brendan, how do you deal with stress? So when I get stressed, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to make sure my actual body, like what's going on inside my body, has the tools to de-stress. So there's various things you can take. L-theanine, firm research and, helping with stress. It's something that you can take 200 milligrams of, and 45 minutes, you'll feel it for sure. There's also supplements like lemon balm. Lemon balm can basically increase GABA in your brain, which is going to be a state that is, low stress for the body. It's going to help lower your cortisol. ashwagandha can help lower your cortisol. I'm going to take some of those things because then it helps my brain get into the state, at least sending signals to my body that it's not in a very high stress state. My cortisol is coming down, my GABA is going up, and I'm just more relaxed overall, right? And you can think of the opposite of this. If I was extremely stressed and I drank a huge thing of coffee, would that help or hurt? Probably hurt, right? So I'm going to do the opposite of that. I'm going to take some of those relaxing herbs and relaxing compounds, and then I'm going to do some breathing. Even just 6 deep breaths, bro, can put you in a whole different state. Just 6 deep and lengthening your exhale, whole different state. Right here, I'm letting my body know I'm totally fine, and I'm getting out of fight or flight mode. Your body has fight or flight mode and rest and digest mode. And if you're constantly in fight or flight, it's just not going to be good. But different things put us in fight or flight that sometimes are fun. We don't even notice, man. Traveling, right? Like I'm cruising home from the airport. I got a bunch of shit going on, it's still a form of stress, even if you feel good and there's nothing wrong. So get home, boom, take that L-theanine, take that GABA, take that lemon balm, fire up the sauna, take 6 deep breaths, do some movement, no phone near me, just letting my body know I am okay. And then I'm probably going to get in the sauna, do like a, light sauna, nothing crazy hard, not like one of my 25-minute, like 200-degree saunas with a cold plunge in between. Not that. Just like a 10-minute sauna, just real relaxed. Put on some reggae music and chill, bro. That is really how I de-stress. Brendan, what is your opinion on Bryan Johnson and his anti-aging protocol? So you've probably seen this dude, Bryan Johnson. He's saying, I'm going to live to like 200 years old or something. He made a lot of money, and now he's spending all his money like trying to live forever. And he's like takes 200 supplements per day. He's a vegetarian. He does calorie restriction. Why does he do all this stuff? There is research showing, and it's not conclusive research, guys, at the end of the day, but showing, you can increase your lifespan. You can increase your, how long you're going to live by doing these things. Calorie restriction, vegetarian diet. He also barely gets any sun, and he doesn't do a lot of stuff. This dude doesn't go like send it on the mountain bikes or go surfing. He definitely doesn't like go to jujitsu or like, I don't know, like he would not come river rafting with us. I think this dude's whole philosophy is off. I respect what he does, but it's not what I'm trying to do. Sometimes I look at these comments in my things of like, bro's going to live to 200. That would be cool, but that is not my goal. That is definitely not my goal. I think anti-aging research is cool, but when it comes to doing like, let's do calorie restriction in a vegan diet or vegetarian diet because you might live. What? Bro, I'm trying to live a full life. I don't care if I die at age 86 or whatever, if I was living it up and I had tons of experiences and like I was sending it. I don't think the point of life is how long you live. It's how much life you live in those years. And so I think going the opposite way, like it would fuck me over to just like send it, not really pay attention to health, like put it on by the wayside and then you die at 50. Well, okay, that's not it. And it's also not the way of, cool, Brendan didn't do anything and he like was just kind of lame. Sorry, Bryan Johnson. And he lived to be 127. But those last, years, he just woke up and got in a hyperbaric chamber and didn't speak to anybody. Who cares then, bro? Like, I don't know. So, yeah. I'm going to get a hyperbaric chamber one day, bro. Let's go. But overall, I hope to live to like 100, maybe 100 something. But I want to do it sending it, bro. Eating steaks with the boys, having a good time, going to jiu-jitsu, surfing, taking a little risk in life, man. I think that's sometimes what it's about. The anti-aging stuff is cool, but I'm not trying to live to 200. I'm trying to, send it. So let me know what you guys think about that or if you agree with me or disagree below. Brendan, are you going to make a beef tallow soap? Honestly, one thing we're actually working on right now is a beef tallow deodorant. So we're getting samples of this going and like I want to make a really good natural deodorant that works. So it might take us a while to make that, but let me know if that's something you guys would want to see. I think beef tallow soap is cool, but I just use the organic Jaguar stuff. It doesn't have beef tallow in there, but like it has all natural ingredients. I'm not worried if like a soap has some seed oils in there. You're not ingesting it. I'm not too worried about that. But beef tallow soap would be pretty cool. All right, guys, that is it for this week's AMA. Leave your questions below for next week. And if you want to get locked in and come out here to the Santa Cruz compound and hit some workouts, just leave your comment below, make your case for yourself below. And yeah, man, just get after it. Electrolytes are in stock. We put a bunch of the Santa Cruz Paleo Make America Healthy Again t-shirts in stock. They're on the website, santacruzpaleo.com. You just click through to merch. And we made them stupid affordable, guys. We're not trying to make like money on the t-shirts. They're like $18, $20. So yeah, they're really good t-shirts. And yeah, go try them out. Rock them. I appreciate you guys. some big things coming. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace and love.